what I would do if I want to build my confidence once again. I will write. I will start by writing. I remember the point when I lose my confidence for a while. At that time, I lose confidence with my skin, with my body, with my overall image. I lose my confidence in terms of my life path, my career path, my talent, my capabilities, my strength. I lose all of that. At that point, I just lose my confidence. I still remember it vividly. Sometimes due to life circumstances, due to setbacks and challenges that we face in our life, pushes us or causes us to lose our confidence, causes us to forget who we truly are. And when we are facing those challenges, those problems in our life, our mind tend to easily agree with the notion of I am not good enough, that I am lack of a lot of things, that I have failed, I don't have what it takes to go towards what I want, I am such a loser, I am worse than this person, and we start to compare and we start to blame ourselves, which is going to go into that spiral. I used to be there, and I don't blame you if you feel that way as well, because I get it. I mean, how can you find so much strength when everything around you is just like crashing out? Like, you lose everything at that point. Even I consider myself as such a positive person. I know sometimes because of life circumstances, because too much problem, because so much challenges, that kind of situation lead me into thinking of that kind of thoughts, that kind of, am I good enough? Am I capable? Can I do that? Am I really enough to go towards what I want? A lot of imposter syndrome just coming out, and it's so normal because the outside circumstances lead us to think that way. And one thing I learned is that positive thinking is so important sometimes. To be thinking positive is such an effort because our mind is easily go into negative spiral, into negative notion. And when I think about it once again, if that kind of story that I already tell myself, like I am not good enough, that there's so much other people out there way better than me, that I am like in so many ways, if that is the kind of story that I'm telling myself in my head, what if I can rewrite that? What if I can rewrite the stories that I tell myself? What if I can rewrite the stories that I tell my brain so that my brain could see it differently? That is when I start to get a hint. That is when I start to get like, oh, if all of this is all about the stories that I tell myself, and I kind of believe in the stories that I tell myself, what if I can rewrite that? What if I can change that? I read something that really opened my eyes, is that everything in life is all a matter of perspective. And the ones who are in control of their life are the ones who can hold strongly their perspective and their narrative of their own life. This statement just say that if you can hold strongly of your own narrative, that means you can control how you think about yourself strongly in your brain. You literally win. You literally win in wherever you go because you know who you are. At that time, you just know who you are and you don't care about what other people think about you. If let's say you are an orange, you know yourself that you are orange, and someone tell you that, oh, you're such an apple, you wouldn't believe that, isn't it? This is such a weird example, but that's the point. If you know yourself so much, if you can hold the perspective and narrative in yourself strongly within you, you literally win because you just know who you are at that time. And the thing is, your own narrative comes from the stories that you tell your brain. If you say, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I think I'm like at so many things, oh, I have no confidence, oh, I'm such a loser, I'm such a failure. If that kind of stories repeatedly you tell yourself in your brain will literally find 1001 ways from the outside world to tell and to prove to yourself that you are right, to prove to yourself that, oh, you are not worthy, to prove to yourself that, oh, you're ugly, to prove to yourself, to tell yourself that, oh, you are actually such a loser. Your brain just going to point out all those proof out there that you are the things that you said you are. Can you see that our brain is following our stories? Can you see that our brain is actually following what we tell ourselves repeatedly? And I get it. I actually get it when it is actually kind of usual, our brain, to believe in those negative stories that we say, especially when we are facing problems, when we are facing downfalls, when we always comparing ourselves with other things outside, then ourselves and our brain tend to easily follow that because of our circumstances. But that is also a sign telling us that our mind is not strong yet to uphold a strong image or to uphold a strong narrative and stories that we actually want in our life. That is just a sign where we haven't trained our brain yet to be mentally strong, to hold the good narrative that we truly want in our life. This is when the power of writing comes into play. I figured this out. I actually keep on finding and keep on learning from a lot of resources until I figure out writing is very powerful. Writing is such a tool for you to rewrite the stories in your brain. Writing means you are rewriting the negative stories, the negative narratives, and you want to take back control of your life to write the stories that you actually want, to actually rewrite the stories that you truly want to happen in your own life. And it can happen through writing, because remember, your brain will find 1001 ways based on how you tell about yourself. And sometimes we have to train our brain, because since our brain tend to easily fall into the negative loop, into the negative trap, this is when writing what you truly want in life helps you to let your brain think back that you can get what you want, to let your brain think back correctly that you are actually capable, that you are actually enough, that you are actually worthy despite whatever the world out there, despite whatever your parents or your friends or whatever people around you say about yourself, despite whatever happened outside. If you let your brain to see that you are actually confident, that you are actually worthy, that you are actually capable, if you let yourself and your brain see that, it doesn't matter about what other people tell outside, and it doesn't matter about anything outside, because you already see it. Like I say with the orange just now, if you already know you're such an orange, if the world out there telling that you're such an apple, you wouldn't believe that, because you already know, I am such an orange. I think I've read somewhere that we are actually not seeing the world based on how it is. We are actually seeing and interpret the world out there based on how we see it and based on how we are, which means one circumstances out there, one situation out there can have multiple views, because everyone has different point of view, because everyone has different way of seeing things. So if you want to see yourself in a good light, if you want to see yourself as a good person, as a good persona in your life, because obviously everyone want to be like a hero, everyone want to be like a good persona in their own stories, in their own life. So if you want to see yourself in a good light, then you have to train your brain to see yourself in a good light. Everyone out there can say you differently. Everyone out there can say, oh, you're such a bad person, you are a loser, you are such a failure, you already fail a lot of people. For example, everyone out there, anyone, even your parents, even your siblings, even your friends, even anyone out there can say that to you. But if you're not strong enough internally, if you're not strong enough here, you will easily tend to follow that. You will easily tend to believe in what they say, because you are not strong yet enough internally. And same like confidence, if you want to train yourself to be confident, you have to learn to be confident within first. You have to learn to see yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are so much more, that you can do so much more, that you have so much capabilities and talent within you that you don't have to compare with other people unless you could see it in yourself first. I'm gonna give you an example. At that point when I lose my confidence, I was so insecure about my skin, about my body at that time. I acknowledge my health and my routine, like I didn't take care of my routine that much. Hence the reason why it leads to breakouts. Hence the reason why it leads to me not feeling comfortable and not feeling confident with my body, with my skin and image. I get it. At that time, I forgive myself. I forgive myself because I didn't take care of myself. Hence the reason why I feel bad about myself. But in order for me to build confidence, then I have to build a strong relationship within me first. At that point, I remember I told myself that yes, my skin is not that good, but that doesn't mean I can't improve. Yes, at that point, my body is like I don't feel great with my body, but that doesn't mean I can't improve. That doesn't mean I can't take any action to improve my body. Can you see how you change the stories, even though at that point you are in a bad position? Because the thing about affirmation and telling positive narrative, it's not that you ditch the reality. It's not that you are being fake. Like for example, you are such a fat person. For example, at that time, I feel flabby. I feel like I've gained some weight. I can't fake myself by saying that I am slim, like I am toned, like I am skinny. That is fake, and my brain couldn't accept that. But what I can twist a little bit the story is that yes, I accept myself that my skin is bad, that my body is bad at that time, but I can improve. But I can take the right next action after this. But I can start to take care of my body, but I can start to take care of what I eat. but I can start to learn about skincare, to learn about beauty, to learn about so many things, because at least I'm still living right now and I can do so much more. Can you see how you don't have to be fake, but you can twist the stories by giving a little bit of compassion and grace to yourself? Because you don't have to fake yourself, but at least give yourself some grace. Give yourself some compassion that, yes, I did wrong. Yes, I feel bad, but I can improve. Yes, I am such a loser at that point, but that doesn't mean I will continuously be a loser until forever. Can you see that you can change the story bits by bits? Because the thing is, everything will compound. Maybe at the first you will feel like you said, oh, I accept myself, but that doesn't mean I couldn't change. And then you slowly change, and then one day you can change the narrative. When you already change, oh, I can slowly improve, I can slowly becoming better, because you already see yourself becoming better, because you already see yourself taking action. And then when you become at some point at a better point, that is when your brain start to see it more. Your brain start to see you are becoming so much healthier. Your brain start to see that, oh, you are taking action. Your brain start to see that because you already do it, and the confidence is already built within you because your brain already see it from you. That's the power of writing, and that's the power of taking action. But what I want to highlight about writing is that when you first, usually the first step is the hardest, but when you want to actually change yourself, change the way you think, change your narrative, change your stories, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of resistance from people around you. It's going to be a lot of resistance probably from your friends, from your circle of friends, from your family, from outside world, that makes you hard to hold the good narrative about yourself. Sometimes it's hard, and I know it, I get it. But the only way to actually make your brain internally strong is through writing. When you write, you say, for example, I am confident, even though at that time you have no confidence. But you know you can be confident one day. I am worthy. That means you know, even though other people out there couldn't accept you, you are already worthy because you feel worth in yourself. And the fact that you are still living means that God still see worth in you. God still give a chance for you to live. I am capable, which means you are capable of doing so much more things despite other people out there thinks that you are nothing. You keep on saying that to yourself slowly, and you write that, it's going to store in your subconscious mind. And I've been keep on telling you, your subconscious mind is the most powerful thing. Because when you could rewire your subconscious mind, you could rewire your whole perspective, you could rewire your whole narrative, you could rewire how your brain see the world, see about yourself, because you already rewire your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind consists 95% of your whole brain. So you have to rewire your subconscious mind, and subconscious mind needs time to be rewired. And the way to rewire that is you need to write. Because when you write, it's going to store directly to the subconscious mind. I remember at a time when I was losing my confidence, for example, with my life path, I feel so confused. I feel so bad because I don't know where to do. I don't know what I can do. I don't know what I'm capable of. That is what I write. I remember I write. I might be clueless right now, but I believe in myself that I will find ways along the way for me to improve. I know I have so much capability, so much talent that I've forgotten, but I can keep on finding it. I know that I can. I know before this, I have done so many incredible things, and why can't I do it more again in the future? Can you say that it's all about affirmation yourself, and you're going to affirm yourself? It's all about relationship between you and yourself. And at this point, it doesn't matter about other people out there. It's just between you and yourself. For example, right now, I'm in my career. I'm changing industry. I'm finding new job. I'm in the process of transition. A lot of uncertainties. It's a scary position because you don't know where you want to go. But I always keep on affirm myself every morning up until now. If let's say I need a bit more affirmation, or if let's say I need to make my mind mentally strong to see things differently, then I write what I want. That is the point. You have to write what you want in the present moment. I am capable in talking on a camera, for example. I believe in my ideas. I believe in what I say because I already experienced it, and I want to deliver it to many people so that many people out there could benefit what I have experienced. Can you see that? I actually focus more towards the things that I want and I write it. And affirmation can be so much because it depends on your life circumstances. It depends on the kind of specific problem that you want to cater and you want to solve. If I find it hard to do my creative job, for example, I always write, I am crazily creative. I am such a creative human being. Ideas flow to me continuously. I have so much inspiration to do the things that I love. I have so much inspiration and so much energy towards doing the things that I am passionate about. If let's say I am so scared about meeting with people during the interviews, I take a paper or I literally take my journal. In the morning, I literally write. I can speak well. I am so confident that I could capture the interviewer attention. I believe in what I say. I hold strongly in my vision. I speak clearly, confidently and intelligently. I don't have to be fake, I just have to be myself. What's meant for me will always come for me. I don't have to push too hard, I just have to be me, be consistent, be real and be honest during the interview. I believe in my skills, I believe in my work, I believe in what I bring to the table. That is something that I would write if let's say all of a sudden I lose my confidence, if let's say all of a sudden I crash out. There is a point in your life sometimes because of life circumstances you're gonna feel down and it's okay. It's okay. Take your paper, take your pen or take your journal, write. That is when you build that internal force in you for you to prepare yourself before going to interview, before going out to the world, before starting your work, before doing something, before meeting other people. You prepare yourself internally first before you want to face the outer world outside. I deserve love. I deserve the love that I truly want. I deserve to be in a healthy space relationship. I deserve to experience true love in this life. Can you see that how can you rewire your brain by telling the right stories in your brain? Ever since I know the power of writing, that is when I started to write a lot. And the reason why I write is because I want to get to know myself deeper. But most of the time, it's because of the affirmation. Sometimes affirmation, some people would talk like through mirror because it works as well. But for me personally, I find myself, writing has helped me a lot. Writing just opened my eyes that I can. And I always write continuously because I believe in consistency. I believe the more I put the right notions, the right stories in my brain consistently, that is when I started to see things differently. Because you can't do it just one time, baby. You can't. Because it takes work, it takes effort, and it takes a consistent effort if you want to rewrite your story. Because sometimes you've been living in the wrong stories for years. Okay, sometimes you've been internalizing the wrong stories ever since you were little, and that is long time ago. Maybe you've been living in the wrong stories for 10 years, for 5 years, for a lot of years. And for you to rewrite that, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be like dramatically like that. It has to be done with some work. You have to keep on writing, you have to keep on rewiring your brain, you have to keep on telling the right stories so that the wrong stories going to emerge and you can push it away. You can actually resolve the wrong stories because the moment you tell the right stories, there will be like some conflict between the wrong stories and the right stories. Obviously, because you're trying to get the right stories into your brain. But for you to resolve that wrong stories, you need to hold strongly into the right stories that you want. For example, all of this while, you believe that, oh, true love doesn't exist. You believe that men are trash. All of this while, you believe in that. And for you to uphold the right stories like, oh, good men out there exist. Oh, I deserve some true love. It's gonna be hard because all of this while you've been living in the wrong stories. So for you to get the right stories back in your head, it's gonna take some effort. It's gonna take some effort and proof and belief for you to internalize the right stories that you want in your life. So you have to keep on writing. The moment you keep on writing, your brain starts to see 1001 ways or proof to prove to yourself that it's right. If you're saying that, oh, you deserve true love, so you need to let your brain to see that true love exists. You need to start to see the pictures of people who actually live in the true love exists. Like the people who actually experience true love exists, you have to start to let your brain see it. This is when you start to find proof based on what you say to yourself, so that it's going to come true, so that the stories that you tell is actually true. Okay, I feel shy because someone's just walked past me. That's all from me. I hope the moment you watch this video, it just inspires you to keep on writing, to keep on telling yourself the right stories that you want to live in that stories, so that it's going to come true one day in your life. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.